I had a parent ask me recently, how do you get your kids to do random things? And by random, the parent meant, pick up these socks, help me with this, things that weren't on the child's regular chore list. Now, her children had regular chores, but she was finding a lot of pushback and resistance from her kids when she asked them to do things that needed to be done on the fly. And those are things that we all have in our household. We all have to do them. If we were in an office, these would be the other duties as assigned, the one that we all love to see on our job descriptions, right? Kids resist, much like we resist, because they're kind of caught off guard by this. They had other things on their mind. And while that makes their resistance understandable, we still need their help. We still need their participation in these tasks. So what's a parent to do? How do we make this a more positive experience for them and for us? Because nobody wants to have all that negativity stirred up, and we don't want to create that negativity in our children's hearts either. So for parents, let's consider our timing with these tasks. For example, I often will not give my children those other duties as assigned tasks when I see that they've just sat down with a book. That's, let's have a little consideration for them. Unless I desperately need the help right then, I'll wait. Avoid focusing on just one child. This is for households who have more than one child. And frankly, there's usually that one kid in your household who is more apt to respond favorably to those other duties as assigned. So sometimes we unconsciously will ask that child because we get the more positive response. So let's be careful about picking on one child in that sense. Now, to help kids be more compliant, follow these 3 simple suggestions. Remind them from time to time that there will be other duties as assigned. I mean, we're a household. You cannot put on the chore list every single thing that needs to be done. And that sometimes you are just going to point to the nearest kid and say, hey, you need to do X. And that's just the way it is. Also, try a ticket system. If you found that you're getting a lot of resistance from your children, try to start each day with 3 tickets for each child and say, during the day, I'm going to ask you to do 3 random things, and I'm going to hand you a ticket. And when I'm out of tickets for you, you're done with the 3 random things. This is not something you're going to keep going, but it will help the child to see, oh, I only have to do 3 extra things for mom today. And that might help their hearts be a little more cheerful in that. Use praise judiciously. In other words, when a child does a task, say thank you. If the child really did a good job at a task, compliment him on that task specifically. Remind them that you've noticed their contribution. And especially if they do it without grumbling, and they have been grumbling in the past, remind them of that. One of my children, who shall remain nameless, had been grumbling about doing these as assigned tasks. And when this particular child did a task, an ad hoc task, without grumbling, I told this particular child how proud I was that this child had done that. And so by doing these things, we can help our kids be more cheerful and get more things accomplished.